are here in this best of 3 between in the bottom. This is the best of 3, right? Yeah, of course it is. Best of 3 herO and Solar. Excuse me for my confusion there for a second, but I was kind of thrown back to the Wings of Liberty tournament we had, and we had best of 5 semifinals down there, so it's like, wait, is this actually best of 3? Yeah, it is indeed. And this time we do see the game feed, so welcome. Welcome everybody, by all means, welcome. You will enjoy the game this time. That's what an observer is for. Show you the game and not his face. That's what the CAS is for. Now we did just witness a great series between herO and Bunny. Of course, you guys only saw 1 game, I saw 2, but it was really good. You have to believe me. And I feel like herO is on point tonight. He's been looking very strong, very solid. Now Solar did just beat Dark. That's also something very strong, very solid to say there. I kind of want to get the replays from him, by the way. And yeah. Solar against Dark, I guess, is a good one. I wonder if Dark played Protoss. That could have been the case. And his Protoss doesn't stand up to Solar Cirque, by the way. We had that already, and it just doesn't work. Dark is not as an abusive off-race player as some other players, like Clem, for example, or Reyna, or Scarlet. Those tend to be very abusive with that Protoss race. Kind of herO-esque, you know. Try to play herO-esque. And we are in the round of 4 of this tournament. So that means there's only a few more matches left to go. Oh, it's Bjorn against Max Packs. Fuck, did it already start? I wonder. I'm almost considering to go over, but it's gonna be fine, I think. Pig is probably gonna be there, so we get the replays. And just kind of, I'm kind of rooting for Bjorn. By the way, Bjorn Cure did end up in a 1-2 or 2-1, I guess. So it was a very competitive series there as well. I'm curious to see. I kind of want to see Bjorn win and Solar win here just to get a TVZ in, because TVZ is great. And it's been a while since I've seen a high-level TVZ on this Monday Cup here. No, it's been all about Protoss, and this is gonna be again all about that Stargate opening here for Protoss. The super standard. We see the first Oracle coming out. No Void Ray first. Just been kind of rotating in and out into the meta recently, in the past like half year-ish. More and more. Sometimes it was very hot, flavor of the week, and then it was out again, and then it was hot again and out again. And then now we see it like, I want to say like every 5 games we see it once. Where it's going to be the Void Ray first to deny the Overlords and just the Oracle follow-up. I'm kind of excited to see things like different usages of the Stargate, of the early Stargate. Like only go 1 Oracle, for example, go early 3rd base, and go double Stargate into fast Tempest or Carriers. There are builds like that, which I really like to see. Just make it a little bit different, even though it is kind of cheesy. And it's like, it feels like a bronze strategy, right? Alright, let's go make 1 Oracle, let's make 1 Adept, let's take 3 bases, and let's make Carriers. It sounds like something you would see in bronze, right? But it wouldn't be as well executed and well profounded as in these pro games in that bronze league. So those bronze players would probably die to the first Lynx wall, while you don't expect someone like herO to die to these. Now he doesn't have 2 Oracles, he's gonna get the 3rd one as well. So this is gonna be the most standard opening you'll ever see in any PvZ. He even has 2 Adepts here, waiting behind his Adept in the wall. So we're currently looking at 3. We'll have to wait and see if he wants to go for the 5 or 7 Adept push out, potentially. Maybe he's gonna stick on 3. It just depends on how he wants to play it. Oh, he actually has 4 Adepts, right? There we go, a little bit different. He's going into his Twilight Forge follow-up already. That probe is just chilling there. By the way, you should probably pull back this Oracle for defensive duties. And he's gonna do so. He's gonna bring his adepts now. He does have 5 here, he does have 1 from the north, so it's a 6 adept shade in. And we've kind of seen all kind of random numbers between 2 to like 7 adepts. That's where most Protoss players kind of make their first attempt in harassment here, past these oracles. And this is just kind of like, I have these adepts from the early game, maybe I can get something done, but this is a great defense here from Solar. It's looking very good. It's gonna get a nicer round, even between those adepts. They weren't properly, they didn't really bunch up properly there after that shade. And he's even gonna catch potentially both of these oracles. One is gonna get out, but really good defense here. Solar Man looking like to pass with flying colors. I mean, look at the resources even. It's a better trade here for the Zerg. That's something you usually don't see. And only 2 drones lost. So yeah, looking insanely good. Now he's gonna overcharge that second oracle. He does have 2 more oracles. He's gonna grab a few extra gates here to wall off this area to the north. So that means he's gonna go extremely aggressive if he goes to so many gates, by the way. That means though he wants to expand into the southern area. If he ever ends up expanding again, maybe he just wants to go across the map and kill Solar with his +1 blink timing here. Because he's gonna have a very, very high production here. Just a moment. He needs to throw down extra pylons. He's actually gonna make a few cannons. That kind of indicates that he wants to go into a 4th base. He's gonna go into a Templar Archive, so yeah. We're looking at just a like a very solid defensive setup here from herO with this gateway wall created in that north area. And Solar's already going into the south with his own expansion pattern. That means herO wants to push in that direction where he expands to. That could be dangerous. We see sometimes these, I mean, this is nice and defended to the north, but to the south, there's like this one cannon. It's gonna give some warning at least. But that's about it. So he's kind of exposed to anything that comes from the middle area or the southern area. If he does ever end up not having his army there, he's gonna have a bad time. Now, of course, he is kind of poking here in the southern area. He needs to scout this place. He needs to see... Oh, he's gonna scout it with that queen, actually. He sees the hatchery. Wow, that's a good queen movement for him. He's gonna be thankful for Solar. Of course, he probably assumed that there's gonna be a base around here because Solar is so active in this area, but it's always nice to get the confirmation. He's going into Storm. This is just a light pressure. He's going into Charge. He's going into his +2. And the Stalkers are starting to rotate a little bit more north. Now, if he goes more and more in the north, he's gonna have a difficult time to actually control this place and potentially have a cancelled 4th. We'll have to wait and see though how Solar plays this one. Should probably see the first few High Templars being warped in. They're already here. Already started to gather up energy, but he needs them at this location. Kind of want to keep like maybe 1 around here or 2. Just charge up some energy and have the rest in the bottom. He's gonna move out with a bunch of zealots. Oh, that's a lot of zealots actually. To the north, and he will, if he goes into the space, he will definitely get a kill. That's just too much firepower. He has like, I don't know, 10 zealots or so. That's so much, 12 zealots. Quite a lot of, with +2, right? That's 20 damage a hit. And they'll shred through that hatchery. Look at that. Look at how fast they'll kill this hatch. And then they can just walk away. There's no creep to actually follow them. And he's not going to walk them away for now. Lurker's already here though. Solar extremely quick on his transitions. He's already going into those adaptive talents. And he does have a drop set up here. But if herO can see these dropper lords, I mean, he's exactly out of position. He has nothing that creates vision in the middle of the map. He's gonna lose all of his zealots in the north. That's a nice catch actually in the end there for Solar. I mean, and herO is going into that fleet bacon. He's making 5 more cannons right now. He does have a bunch of Archons sitting around. He does have, I hope, a lot of Templars gathering energy for Storm. 5, okay, that's okay-ish. But this is gonna be, I mean, he's kind of feeling safe with this wall, but there's gonna be a drop now. 4 cannons is gonna be quite powerful here. He's gonna catch one of these overlords. Oh. Wow, that would have been an expensive catch. Now he does have something here, a few zealots trying to roam there in that bottom area, but we do see the big drop commands at the same time, a big attack here on the right side, which is going to be more devastating. We do see those Templars still staying here, but they kind of need to move. Oh, do they actually? I mean, the Stalkers, the armies, the Archons are kind of following this, monitoring this perfectly. And if they can catch it, one more catch, this, yes! He gets it! That's going to be a very nice defense. Look at how many probes were lost. For now, at the most one. Now he finally lost the second one. He needs to be careful though, he cannot lose these High Templars here. He needs to keep those High Templars alive. Oh my god, that one Lurker Spine killed the only like 3 High Templars which had the remaining energy, and now he's gonna lose this base because of that. Oh my god, look at this. I don't know which of these guys was it, but one of these dudes. That's like 3 High Templar kills there, and that's such an expensive loss. Oh boy, that was the whole anchor to this defense. These extra storms, he kept these additional storms around to zone this army out and completely chase the rest in that main base basically, and kind of defend this third base which also got dropped. And now he just loses the position, losing these High Templars. He doesn't really have any storm right now. He has a few High Templars, but they're just like waving their hands. Archon is gonna get healed a little bit here. Finally he's gonna have some Tempest, so he will be able to start to poke at these Lurkers. But you need that storm. You need to be able to storm these Hydras now. There we go. Oh, that's a bunch of damage. But he has no follow-up storm. That was all of his energy. And now Solar's gonna come in. This is not the best position for Lurkers, but it's gonna be good enough. He's catching already a few of these Archons. Now he can reinforce again with Lings. But we do see the mothership. There's no vision here. Solar has nothing to grant him vision. Now if the army comes in, and it does. Oh, you need to run, baby, run. I mean, look at this. That's a bunch of Stalkers down there. He's still just losing units left and right here. herO is starting to retake this location. In the end, this was still a costly trade. I want to say for both players. We did see all of these Lurkers go down there in the end. You see 17 Lurkers have been lost, so it was quite the expensive move there by Solar. He's lost quite a bit more resources than his opponent here. But in the end, he kind of accomplished the target. He accomplished the goal of this mission. The Nexus was killed. And it has to be retaken, and means that herO was quite some time on only 3 bases, and we do see already the main, it's basically dry. The natural is about to run dry and has like a few patches left, but not that high of a mineral count. This is the base that is key for herO. He needs to keep this one safe. He does have a few Stalkers trying to intercept some units here, but he's gonna potentially lose an Immortal there. That's a great catch here by Solar. Unfortunate rally by herO. Can he keep it safe? Oh, I can't believe it! The miracle does happen. I guess +1 is not enough on these Lings. You kind of need to get that Adrenal as well. He does not have Adrenal, as you can see. Neither is he going into +2 melee. He's not really doing any additional upgrades right now, only going into Corruptor upgrades at this point here. Very interesting. He's kind of expecting more of an air army there. I mean, we do have a bunch of Tempest, but herO kind of stopped it around this, like 6 Tempest. It's gonna be enough to snipe these Lurkers and break these positions. But he's not really overly relying on AI units. He's not making carriers, he's not making Void Rays to try and actually round out his composition. He's staying in a more mobile composition with these gateway heavy units as Stalkers or Zealots, making a bunch of Archons right now, and Templars of course. And he's making more and more Immortals here, so he's still kind of staying on this ground ponder composition here. Just with that Tempest support and the mothership to provide the additional utility. We do see another Stargate come in though. So if he trades out these units, he might eventually go into that carrier transition where we'll have to see the big spellcaster war between Solar and herO. Now can he come in? Solar from all directions. We do see nice storms here on the right side. A few storms are hitting actually their own army, but I think herO's army might just be a little bit too tough here. 1 or 2 more Archon shots and all of these Corruptors are going to disappear, and GG is going to be called indeed. herO's army was too powerful. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You actually saw the game here. And you didn't have to watch my face. But that was a good game. Really nice stuff here by herO. Does manage to take that first win. Thank you very much, Shield Battery. I will try to not redo this mistake. Did we have pick in that game? Oh yeah, we had. Alright, got it. I guess someone has to be in the other one, right? Who's on the other game? I don't know. No one is casting the anti-semi. I hope that's not correct. Nice, Bully and Hupsaya are in that actually. Okay. Oops. Now this time I will again swap the scene and we will be here inside this map. In the bottom left with herO and in the top right with Solar. To be fair, I probably had another 2 minutes to actually swap the scene because this is a PvZ and we see a lot of non-active early games in this matchup. Now we did see a block here on that natural base. Solar has to take the third base. We're still in the game, right? Yeah, there we go. And we do see that Nexus coming up here from herO. Okay. Stargate. There we go. Is it going to be the Void Ray? Is it going to be the Oracle? And what would it be for the Zerg if not queens? Of course, it has to be queens. It has to be dozens of queens. Because the queen is the best unit in the game. It's a spellcaster, it's a tanky unit, doesn't really get bonus damage. It is a anti-air long-range unit. It is a anti-melee unit. It does also grant you macro abilities. It does grant you vision abilities and speed boost abilities. And it can heal your army. Could there be something better? I guess if the queen would only be one supply, it would be better. Adepts, what combos with that? Oracles, of course. Oracle Adept combination here. As is the standard. These Adepts are a tiny bit exposed here, but it's gonna get them into a nice position. It still does lose the probe. Oracle, this Oracle is looking like a one of those disco balls, you know, the glittering things you hang on the into the ceiling or something, and then they're just there. You put a light on that one, and everything's just gonna start to glitter. It's gonna just get some scouting information. It's gonna try to throw down a stasis. That's an interesting approach. We do have the second Oracle actually coming in, but he's eating so much damage. I feel like you shouldn't really try to go for some hits on those drones. He's gonna only catch one there, and one is gonna evacuate successfully into that geyser. Oracle harassment looking terrible so far, to be honest. That's like the worst you could have gotten. He basically loses both Oracles 50% health, and he does use 2 spells for literally like 1 drone each. It's the worst you could have gotten. It looks like an orb with shoulder pads to me. Kind of, yeah. I'd kind of agree. Now we do see a few links here, but there's gonna be a warp in to keep the safe. Oh my god, I think he just lost an Oracle. No, he didn't. He actually, I think he recalled probably. And we do see a few Adepts here also trying to do something, but there's so many links, he just should fall back with these guys. And we do have these Oracles here. All at home now. Adepts coming back at home. Now, do you get glaives if you keep like 5 Adepts alive? I feel like you don't. This is like a thing. Orbical. Do you think the shade should be clickable? You mean like... I think you can click it, right click it with units, right? So they can follow the shade? Or do you mean like you should be only targeted at one location and it walks there and you can't actually re-walk, like redirect the shade? I'm not exactly sure which one you're referring to. But I think it should be clickable, right? I'm not 100% sure right now. But I feel like it was. I mean, I can click it right now. I mean, yeah, look at those links, how they kind of walked with that shade. I'm pretty sure it's clickable. So you can just right-click the links on that shade and just bunch up on that. That's what we just saw there. I'm gonna try to... I guess he's not gonna do it this time. There's gonna be 3 Adepts now inside, but they don't do anything. But meanwhile, these Stalkers are having a field day here over at this 4th base attempt, and now finally Link's coming in to try to defend this. Oh, 1 Stasis actually grabs the Queen. That's a good grab. That means these Oracles can now participate in the fight. 2 Stalkers randomly reinforcing there from the Zerg base. I don't know what their story was, but they didn't have a good time as they were getting sniped there. And that was actually quite a bit of that reinforcement that kind of got completely reinforced into death. And making this push a little bit weaker than it should have been here. For the time being. Now if you can keep this force alive, reinforced, more and more Stokes coming in here, this time from the correct angle, he might be able to still pick off the space. There's not a lot of transfuse energy here. These Queens don't have much of a say currently in this fight. They're just shooting. Never really doing anything. We do see a cancelled, I think it was a cannon. But in the top, again, we do have that big engagement. Now, this stasis trap, he needs to lay further and further back because these links are here. Oh, that was a great snipe, actually. He snipes that stasis trap with that bile. That was a good bile. We see another drop overlord. Actually, only one. What is he doing with the one drop overlord? And 4 bases and 66 workers. I think I know the answer. But he's like losing so many, he's bleeding so many units, man. Even though it doesn't matter, it seems to him, he's just pushing now. He's bringing his overlords, he's probably bringing a queen taxi here as well, as you can see. And he's gonna bring forth his fist of roaches. He's gonna snipe an immortal potentially here, but good pullback for now. The immortal is gonna stay alive here. That's gonna be a key unit in this defense. Oracle's coming back, but actually very low on energy. So they're just gonna fall here, trying to kill one of those queens. None are gonna survive. The queen also does not fall here. And we do see overlords dropping creep on that nexus being built, but this is not the situation where herO wanted to be in. He's losing this location. He's losing these stalkers here in the middle of the map. Oh my god, I think Solar has done it. I think Solar has done it. Those weren't recall. As you can see, the recall is not on cooldown. He just straight up lost those to reinforcing roaches there because he also A-moved them back. Now he's gonna have a Tempest. Okay, I guess 2 Tempests. But this transition came a little bit too early. He didn't have Storm. He didn't have Colossi. Not that Colossi would have been a great answer, but he didn't have Disruptor or Storm. So in the end, I feel like this air transition was too fast. There's no Templar Archives. There's no Robotics Bay. No AoE means roaches are strong. Roaches are powerful, but roaches have no eyes to see invisible units. But he brought, luckily for him, like 20 Overseers, so he can morph 3 of them into, Overlords, so he can make some Overseers. This is like the worst situation. This is like the worst way to buy time. It's like, you know you're gonna lose. But he's still gonna buy that time. He's on 22 workers. Who are we kidding here? He's so dead, man. He couldn't be any deader. He did lose. Like this Nexus, he did lose this Nexus. He only has that base left. And there's Corruptors on the way. Is Solar actually gonna give him the freedom? Is he gonna fall back? I mean, he's making more and more Tempests. He doesn't even have the money to make Tempests right now. He only has 16 workers left. So it's just sniping more and more workers. And now herO did survive, technically. He still has buildings, so he didn't die. And he has a few units, so he can do something. But he's gonna GG, and he's gonna give us game number 3. Thank you so much, herO. There we go. It was, yeah, herO in a nutshell. Okay, so much for that. I think Bunny is 1 round short from actually making money in this cup. I'm very sad about this one. I feel like they should probably rebalance the prize pool, to be honest. Get like prizes for round 8. I really like that prize pool balance for the KSL now that I think about it. Like paying out to player number 8, even though it's only 20 bucks, it's like, yeah man. Okay, we're going into the next game, so we swap the scene again. And you will see the game as well as all of the things that will happen here. Now in this best of 3 we're looking at a 1-1 situation. In the top right we do have herO, in the bottom left it is Solar, and now we have to wait for that cybernetic score, of course. And we'll just follow this overlord for a while. We'll kind of walk with the overlord now. You won't see too many impactful things happen anyways. So let's have a look at the map. I mean, this flooring looks kind of cool. We do have like a machine working here. There's like an engine or something, a turbine. There's also like a what are they called? A fan, a big one. Rotating over here. Why are you showing the game? I want to see a caster face. Oh boy. That cost me like half of the views. That was a very unfortunate thing that happened there. But we see like there's some gas here leaking from down there. Maybe it's only vaporized water, we don't know. But then there's like this red light. This kind of indicates something dangerous. I'm not sure though. Maybe it's just the guy who bought this place likes red lights. There's a lot of red lights. There's some crates down here. These have fans, but they don't rotate. So this is not... This looks like a little bit like a cooling box. But it's not active right now. So there's nothing inside. You know, you already know, basically. But just looking at it. There's another crate down here. And we do see some stairs. I mean, look at how nicely they're made for Terran feet. But then you have basically Zerg and Protoss play on this area, so... I bet you a Zealot feet cannot fit those stairs. They have actually... Probably they have to walk very carefully on those stairs to not slip. And the Overlord made it. In time to see the cybernetics go finish up. And now we will see that Stargate. And he will keep the Warp Gate research, so he's not going to cancel that one. Yeah, meanwhile, we didn't really have anything impactful going on here. We do have speed starting up now. We do have the third base about to finish up. We do have a Stalker kind of walking across the map. That's an interesting addition here. By the way, as Zerg, I did check this now recently. You can keep these alive if you push out your creep to that location or drop creep there with an Overlord. But you cannot heal them up with transfuses because they are not biological. They are technically just armored structures, so as they are miss that biological tech, they cannot be transfused, as the transfuse can only heal target's biological unit or structure. I'm a little bit sad about that, actually. I feel like that should be a mechanic you have on some maps, just to make it kind of funny, you know? A Zerg trying to hold an area and the Terran wants to push through and is trying to kill these rocks and the Zerg's just mass transfusing the rocks. Would be kind of cool to see. I don't think we'll ever see something like that happen because it doesn't make much sense, because the Zerg wants the map to be open anyways. But it would be kind of cool. Now, Oracle Stalker Adept, this is trying to get the Overlord here. It's kind of designed to force a fight on the edge of creep here, but it's not really gonna be able to get what it's designed to do, so he's just gonna fall back for now. He keeps the Oracle in the middle to have it safe for now, joining up the second Oracle in just a moment. So potentially we'll see some flybys here and get some drones this time. These very healthy Oracles, but this is being seen here quite a mile away from Solar, and he does move his queens indeed already in position. Only gets one hit though, but this is like a death trap, man. You're encircled by queens, and yep, one is gonna fall. Now, also, the hero wall is open, and he will let these links pass into his main base. He will lose a few probes, not too many to be honest. In the end, still good defense. But this is like what hero does, you know. He's gonna let them in from time to time, just to be a nice guy. Evolution chamber on the way, lair on the way. Will Solar again go for this 66 drone push? +1 roach timing attack. with the dropped queens. Try to break that third base from the Protoss. Or is he going to play a very long game, a lurker game, which he tried to play in the first match, but didn't really work out in the end. Kind of got overpowered. Even though he was looking quite strong in that mid game, and then eventually the push happened from herO, and he just didn't have enough units to deal with it, like the correct units. Oh, herO is doing the same again. Look at that. Look at how fast he's going into these Stargates. I mean, he's working off 4 Adepts and 3 Stalkers, 2 Oracles right now. This is basically half of his army right now. If he loses any of these, it's gonna be a terrible situation for him. He kind of needs to keep these alive even. He's poking with them so aggressively. But as a matter of fact, if he loses them, he will most likely lose the game to counter push. Or at least a base. Not the game maybe, but the base. And he's gonna fall back. And he's already going into that fleet beacon, double Stargate here. Blink is not even done yet. That's how fast that is. I wonder what he's gonna make. Is he gonna go again for Tempest, or is this first and foremost gonna be carriers this time? I'm kind of expecting a mothership to come in again here, but he made that double Stargate, so it lines up very nicely. Oh! He's still gonna go into that mothership first. If Solar gets in now and see, oh, he actually saw this, so he knows everything. He's gonna already throw down a Spire. And he's gonna be happy to drone up more and more because he knows the investment is there, but it hasn't paid off yet. So he knows where the money is. It's not an army right now, so you can just go ahead and drone 10 more drones on the menu. More and more tech is going into overload speed. It's gonna open up these rocks, so he's potentially gonna grab that gold base. He's gonna open up the map, so he can just intercept these air units wherever they try to go and poke. And if this map becomes like that open of a place with these rocks falling and these rocks falling, well, Solar's gonna have some great rotations potentially open to him. So just go below that air army, and the air army is actually gonna struggle. I mean, if you have this central location closed, and you can just sit behind these minerals and rocks and ledges to shoot at your opponent, well, it's gonna be cool, but this is gonna make it very difficult here. Oh, he gets... Yeah. No! Walk! He gets attack on these... on the Overmind. He does see what the Overmind sees. I mean, that's kind of... that's insane. Right? Imagine you could see what the Overmind sees. He sees 1,000 things at once, or 1,000,000 things at once, because it's all the Zerg connected in one brain. Now, going into the Templar Archives again after that Stargate, but this time a little bit faster than the last game. He's also working on his 4th base on a gold base, but he does not have Archons, he does not have Storm right now, and the push is come to shove. Solar, can he make this happen? Or is there enough from herO to keep the space safe? This looks like a very tough to attack area with this kind of big obstruction here and kind of this rotation here around. Then you have a high ground you can keep alive or keep defended basically. And this is kind of the same situation. Even if you push from here, you still have to go up that ramp. And yeah, just sitting a few units behind this, but then they'll basically have to trade against these Tempests, right? Then Tempests are growing in number. We do see the first few High Templars going to become Archons here, so Corruptors are gonna have a rougher time. Those Archons only have +1 though, so they're not the strongest Archons yet. But, I mean, eating so much damage on these Corruptors, that's actually a big deal. Look at them in the way. Solar's gonna abandon. Oh wow. Look at that Hydra. He ate some fire. And there we go. Attack is gonna come in because herO kind of forced the engagement a little bit, but his Stalker Blink cooldown was not ready yet. He's gonna lose with the Mothership potentially for that one, but kind of just escaping in the nick of time here from these Corruptors. Only losing 3 drones, or probes. Not that big of a deal. Corruptors coming in again for the snipe. The cloak happened and then it unhappened instantly. That was quite the lag there for the game. That looked incredible. With that engine being overpowered. But in the end, Solar does not break this position. He gets a few key units, but he also loses some. It's a little bit of a trade. I still favor this for herO, but this is a tempo advantage maybe for Solar since he killed that mothership. herO not remaking that right now. I feel like that's a mistake. You want to have that one. And if it's only for recalls in a different location, but you want to always have that mothership around. Such a nice utility tool. You can literally use that to make your immobile army just mobile, way more mobile than your opponent. You can fight two half armies basically almost at the same or just after each other if you use this correctly to split armies. So and we do have one. What is he looking at? 9 Tempests. Well, that's so many Tempests. Storm now on those Corruptors, and they're gonna get shot at as well. Another one does fall here. 5 more Corruptors on the way. Solar is rich, but so is herO. It doesn't really bleed for money here. He's going into 5th base. He does have this gold. It's not really mining that much, but it's up. That's gonna be fine enough. He does have this base, which is really powerful right now. We do see a bunch of links coming. Oh boy! How many units is that in the stasis trap? It's like almost 30 units here. He's trying to make more of these. Yeah, still clicked past this or back. Only a few get caught here. Now Corruptors moving in again. Storm on top of these Corruptors, but Archons are not in position here. A little bit out of position. You kind of need to stand an Archon ground on this area here, on that gas or something. I don't know. And Solar is creating value out of this area. As I said, you kind of need that mothership. Just if it's just around this place to get a cloak field up or something. And that Templar is exposed. Ooh, a Templar dodging Lurker Spines. He will lose this place, and he will lose the mothership being built. But you might just get all of these Corruptors! Oh, a couple more Tempest shots. No, it's not gonna happen. Now herO needs to retake this gold. That was definitely a location that he didn't want to lose. He's gonna lose these Stalkers now. Would be a big deal, like a Infesta, right? Sometimes it's like that one unit that you miss to make your opponent that much more scared. And it feels like Zerg players are sometimes undervaluing their own spellcasters, and we're gonna see a Viper. But he's just fighting with fighting units for now. He's not gonna utilize that many spellcasters. He's gonna try to push in again here. Lurker's trying to shove. We do see some Hydras getting cleared out there in the end. The Corruptor's being reduced again. The space here in the north is being attacked. There's one Zealot scouting that gold base as well, trying to kill some drones there. Oh, please kill the base. There we go. He's gonna finish up this base. That's a nice reset here. And +3 on the way for Solar. We also do see that plus shield here. There's no +3 yet for herO. He does have the double forge. He should definitely get that +3 attack upgrade. He needs to get that Archon shot into those Corruptors as powerful as it can be, and that's a bunch of extra damage on biological. I think they gain like 3 damage or something per upgrade. It's a lot of extra damage. Maybe even more. Definitely should get that one. And it's splash, remember. Gonna snipe that Lurker. We did get the Nexus back up and running, and we do see a big engage here. Can he snipe these Corruptors? That's why I feel like you're always a little bit out of position here. As herO, he needs these. He literally needs these guys to connect to the Corruptors, and that's what's currently happening. And then you can see a battle swing like that. But now he did lose all of his High Templars. He has these Tempests though still alive, and that's something where you can't do anything anymore as Solar. He needs to fall back. He's going into more Corruptors, and he's recognizing these Archons. They're just dealing so much damage. I need more. I need more power behind my Corruptors, and I'm going into that Carapace now to reduce the damage just a little bit. And herO is going into another base in the north. It's kind of to go even now on Expanse here with Solar. This is looking good for herO, to be honest. By the way, MaxPax is already awaiting in the finals. If herO wins here, this would be one of the big rematches. We see that a lot of times, actually, in this cup. MaxPax against herO. Number 1 and number 2 seed. What do you know? What can you do about this? It's just bound to be happening. But then max packs always wins. I feel like though this patch hero looks a little bit stronger. And max packs a little bit weaker. So I'm kind of excited for a rematch if it happens. No, first he has to beat Solar. There's only one Viper and that's already exposed. It's gonna die almost here. And one grab is gonna happen, but that's about it. So that one Viper already being out of the equation here, not gonna happen anymore. And Corruptor's moving in here. A little bit slow to the pull. His hero is gonna lose a few of his Tempest. It's only looking at 5 at this point. He's remaking another couple. Oh yeah, sniping a few of those low Hydras, trying to move into Lurkers. Again though, exposed Tempest here in the front line. Finally, can those Archons get their damage onto these Corruptors? Solar not expanding fast enough. He's running out of money. He does have a good defensive setup around here, but not really in the north where he needs it to be. He needs more money, like he needs more income. He's trading more and more inefficiently than he can actually afford to. If we take a look at the actual trades, it's basically a third worse than herO. And yeah, herO is just outperforming Solar in the very slow game here. So far. Solar's kind of struggling. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, we need to see some more spellcaster usage. Spellcasters are what give you that, or grant you that, insane efficiency sometimes. If you can get neurals, if you can get those fungals, if you can get nice grabs on those Vipers, sometimes a blinding cloud, parasitic bombs, that's sometimes all you need. But Solar just wants to make this with the units, wants to make that happen with a powerful combination. This is gonna be a nice catch though. He's gonna get all of that base and yeah, all of the probes. He's gonna get the Nexus most likely as well. At the same time, he's trying to attack at this middle location here, but Corruptor's already being damaged so much. You need to get attack though on those Lurkers. Is there no more Oracle left? There's still one more in this group. And he actually remade that one. That's good. Good choice there. And he needs to remake another Nexus. Now, this is gonna be the most healthy Nexus here for herO, but he's not. Though that's the funniest probe Congo line I've seen in a while. But herO's just pushing. He's just going in. He's trying to clear these Corruptors with Storms. He has a bunch of High Templars, but none have Storm. They're all kind of out of energy. So he was overestimating his power a little bit. He was like, I have 6 High Templars, but only 2 Storms actually. Now these Archons walking a little bit too far to the front here. They need to shoot at these Corruptors. If you can clear these Corruptors one more time, it's basically going to make that win happen for you. Most of them are already very low. One more Storm could do the trick. A nice connect there from an Archon as well. Solar trying to move in here. Can he get that win on the army? It doesn't feel like that's the case. herO is going to break the army. He's going to break Solar. And he's going to take that best of 3 series. He's going to go into the finals. And he will face Max Pax on the NA server.